Hello there, people of the world. It's a little after 8 o'clock p.m. San Diego time, July 1st, 2020, and I am making ground turkey tacos for dinner. So I've got a pound of ground turkey. It's actually still frozen. I didn't put it on the counter. I just took it out of the freezer, I think this afternoon, but it still cooks. So I don't have, I have chicken seasoning that gives it kind of a crunchy texture, and I forgot to put it on my list, so I don't have that, and I'm a little bummed. But I'm all seasoned up here, and I thought, actually, you start a YouTube video and you think, what was I even going to talk about? I don't know. I went on a nice little walk to Balboa Park tonight. I worked in El Cajonte, which was a nice drive. I drove past my old neighborhood that I grew up in. And that was a nice drive. And my client was great. It was just her. Her husband, he goes golfing. So golf courses are open apparently in California. I think they have been for a month, she said. So that's cool. And it's funny because yesterday my client's house is on the golf course, and I couldn't go into his office because he was still in the office on the phone. So I was waiting for him. So, here's what happened at his house. While I'm waiting for him on the phone, I see inside the house, we're talking outside when I first got there, and the front door is open. Inside the house, their formal living room is super high windows, like probably 30 feet. And then there's windows up there, and I noticed up there was a hummingbird fluttering, how they get inside the house and flutter on the window like they do. And so he's upstairs on the phone, fully into his conversation, even though the door's closed, I can hear him. And so I'm thinking, do they have a pool? I've been there a million times, but I've never looked in the backyard. I work inside the house. So I went through the garage and out to the backyard. There's no pool. It's actually like desert landscape they have going on back there, which I love because it's easy to take care of. And, but when I went through the laundry room, through the garage to go to the backyard, I saw they have one of those feather duster things that's like, just with the pole how it was in the room, in the laundry room, it was much taller than me. So camera wise, let's go here, but a little bit higher. And that's how tall it was, but it also extended. So I'm like, that'll work. So I go out into the living room, and it's the way that it's already that, so I don't have to try to figure out how you unscrew it and extend it and tighten it up. I'll fail on that every time. It's like I need a child to tell me how to do that kind of stuff. But it was the perfect height to reach up there and get the bird. Now the bird is tired because who knows how long it's been fluttering up against that window, probably just irritated beyond belief. And I think I'm going to add some hot sauce to this. Hold on a second. So I put I'm gentle. My dad's a hummingbird, so I'm gentle. And I get it up there, and it's terrified of it, of course, because this gray ball. It's like a gray ball. I don't know. It's for dusting something. Probably those high windows. And it's flat. It's like a dome. It's kind of cool looking. And so I put it up there. And I need a spoon. Hold on. Let me think what I'm doing while I'm talking. And it, freaks out. And then I'm like telling it, it's like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to help you get down. And it knew I was going to help it get down. So it fluttered down onto the little shelf that was up there. And so I gently came back down on it to get on it, and I kind of squished it. It went, eek. I mean, like, just kind of squished it. I didn't squish it, but I heard it. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But then it flew back up to the very top of that section of that window, and I just held the head thing underneath up against the window, and it landed on it. And then I already had opened both of the front doors, not just the one, but both of them. And the doors are super high. I had to sit on my tippy toes to reach the little hooky thing to open it up. So I had already opened the front doors. I've got this bird sitting like on its throne up there, and I carry it from the window to the, and as I get out the front door, I just kind of like put it out like on the porch, and it just flew off and cheep, 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 cheep. Totally happy. I told my client that when he's like, really? He didn't know all this was going on while he was on his phone conversation. So I was self-entertaining on that. Okay, so today I actually took 3 pictures on my on my bike ride because I'm thinking I know how to put pictures on the screen. So tonight I went on my walk. Did I take a picture on my walk? I think they were all on my bike. They were. I walked to Balboa Park, and then when I got home, I want to go for a bike ride. I have an electric bike, and I can ride wherever now because if I go down any of the hills from my house, because I live at the top of the hill, I have electric to come back. Here's the cat like scrounging around at my feet. Can you see her? I don't think so. I don't want to touch her because I'm cooking. So one of the pictures I rode over to Fran and Sola, they're regular dogs that come to my house in the morning for cookies, up until about maybe 5 weeks ago. Sola is a Rottweiler, and she's going to be 17 in July. I don't know. I think her birthday's like July 17th. So in a couple of weeks, this Rottweiler is going to be 17 years old. One more year, and this Rottweiler will be able to drive me to go vote. And vote with me. So, because she already has her driver's license at 17, just she's already passed that section of her life. So I rode over to her house, and I called first because I don't do drop-in. Yeah, you know, I expect Fran in the morning. And Fran still walks alone without the dog, so I usually see her every morning. So I told her I called the other night, and she missed the call, and I'm like, well, I was just dropping off cookies for the dog. And so tonight she answered, and I said, I'm going to drop off cookies. She's like, Sola's already gone upstairs. Their house is 2 stories, and Sola's legs is like, it's a challenge because the back hips, you know, when you're an old girl. So she's like, Sola's already gone upstairs. Like, you know, I'm not like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, you know, this is how it is. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to leave the cookies on the porch. So right here, I'll put up a picture of the cookies, how I put them on the porch for her. And she won't get them till tomorrow morning if she goes out tomorrow morning for her walk. The cool thing about their house is it's up, so you have to go up from the front sidewalk. You have to go up probably a total of 14 stairs to get to the door. Maybe like 8 and another 5 or 6 stairs. And sometimes Sola doesn't want to go down those stairs and back up them again. But they have a porch on the back where it's flat and she can go out, and she has like, they have like grass things or something for her to do her thing. So that's all good. You know, you have to make amends when a dog gets older. It's kind of funny. So that was the picture. I don't know how, I'm going to have to learn how long I leave that picture up there. What was the second picture? I rode from here, I rode through Mission Hills, and then I ended up going down Presidio Drive, down through Presidio Park, and I think I'll put a picture here of the actual Presidio, I think it's a mission, you know, like the San Diego Mission, like an old church. I think that part's the mission. Now, I'll tell you something. Presidio Park has been around there forever, and it actually has, like, it was a fort back in the day. And there's actually a cemetery, and I think they're digging up the cemetery. I don't think they knew it was there. They found it. There's something about being at the top of Mission Hills and then getting on that Presidio Drive and going down Presidio, the energy. The homes along the left, they're all right on top of each other, and they're all fairly big. They go down like 3 floors. Like, who wants to do all those stairs? And the view is phenomenal. But there's some energy on that street. I don't know what it is. I don't like being there, but that's walking, plus there's no sidewalk, so you're taking your life in your hands. That has something to do with it as a walker. But riding my bike down that hill today was fantastic. Bob and Charlie, Bob is dad, Charlie's the dog, just walked by. But Bob has someone with him, so I'm not going to go out and say hi. So I think I showed you the picture of the mission. If I didn't, I'll put it up again there. And tacos are done here, right? What else did I take a picture of? Oh, I rode my bike from Presidio Park through Old Town and down Pacific Highway, because I still have to go up Washington or Pringle or one of the backs or Sassafras to get home. But I have an electric bike. Hee-haw. And so I decided to go down Pacific Highway and went underneath the bridge of MCRD. If you live in San Diego and you know that bridge, it goes underneath Pacific Highway, and if it sprinkles, it floods. And that is the single worst street in San Diego. Just that section, it's not very big. It is the worst street in San Diego, and it always has been. And it doesn't matter how many times they pave it. I don't know why the whole thing's not concrete instead of asphalt, because it floods and it just eats that floor up. So as I was going under the little bridge riding my bike up, I noticed graffiti on the side of the bridge, and I'll put a picture of it here. As you can see, it says Cops Matter. Well, my nephew, who is named after me, is a Riverside cop. And I thought that was a nice thing to see. You know, I didn't look at the details. I hope there was no small print underneath it. But anyways, I sent him a video from that graffiti. And I went back in because I knew I was going to talk about it in the video tonight. So I went back in and took a screenshot of it. So I know I have that screenshot on there. So those are my pictures that I get to add. I should take more pictures to add to it so I have stories to tell. That was it. The dog, Cops Matter, and Presidio Park. Yeah. So I'm going to make myself 3 tacos tonight because I need to save 3 taco shells for tomorrow night. So I can have 3 more with the leftovers. And I think I'm going to build my tacos and call it a night. I was going to ride my unicycle. I said, no, thank you. Not tonight. It's time to feed my belly. And that's what I'm doing. And thanks for joining me and having this nice little conversation between us. See ya. Oh, jazz hands before I go. 1 jazz hands. Jazz hands before I go and say record stop.